Test, test. There, now it's working. Now, there we go. Cool. Weird hiccup. Yeah, okay, yeah. Cool, cool. That's a beauty. I did a reboot. Long story short, I have most things automated, but uh, the thing I stress about all the time, I've never stressed out about live coding or interviewing somebody. It's always like, can people hear me? And is my video working? And for context, I was using this thing called Crisp.ai before for noise canceling. It works really well, but they basically pivoted their product into like transcription for like meetings and stuff. And it's not like the price didn't change, but like work wise, like I don't want a third party service that we haven't approved to like basically transcribe my stuff, even if I have it turned off because it's always on, I think. Because if you say, hey, I do want it on, it will put it on. So I switched to something called Audio Hijack instead. It's from a company called Rogue Amoeba, which I already use one of their other products called Loopback for virtual audio. So anyways, all that to say is when I rebooted, I guess something hadn't kicked in yet. So, anyways, good to see you, Jeff, and good to see anybody else who happens to be here. Um, I was talking with uh, Anthony Campolo, who's a buddy of mine. We were doing a live stream on when was it? Monday. Um, on a product he's been working on. It's open source, it's called Auto Show, and he's just saying like, "Oh yeah, I can't catch your streams in the morning because like I wake up sometimes." And like he just wakes up later. He's an hour behind, um, but my point is, sorry, just fixing my fan here. It's like finding a time to stream can be difficult. Like one, you know, I'm not like a major streamer like Primogen or like Theo or whatever, but um I used to always try to say like, okay, well, I can't stream now because like Jason Langsdorff's streaming or Ben Holmes is or somebody else I knew, and then like I would try and find slots, and then I kind of gave up on all that because just stream and if you have an audience, they'll eventually show up. I don't know. Maybe I'll change this time at some point, but for me, like work wise, like I work with people on the West Coast mainly. So, like a lot of the stuff I do, if I stream in the morning, it's like my meetings only start at noon Eastern typically. So, it's just kind of way to, and this is work related anyways, but doing it in the morning just kind of doesn't cause issues. But I might mix it up. I might try in the afternoon. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways. Um, yeah, I'm still kind of shiny. I don't know. Slept really well. It was Canada Day yesterday. Didn't do anything too crazy. Just went to the park near me has a Canada Day festival. But yeah, it was pretty early night. Anyways, hope you're doing well, Jeff. And congrats again on the Torque Ambassador program. And I think you started a new job. I'm not sure. But anyways, so what are we doing today? Let's see here. Let's get back up and running. I guess let's switch over. Let me make sure I don't have anything on my main screen that shouldn't be there, like my work Slack. And actually, I'll just post on socials because, it doesn't hurt to. All right, let's move Slack over here. Boom. What's going on in my work Slack, real quick? All right, that's good. Cool. Let's switch to coding view. All right, just let's post up here. Working on MCPs and other things. Come say hey. YouTube.com/. at Nick T Online. I'm also wondering if I should just post for one particular, like should I just post Twitch on socials? I don't know actually. Anyways, twitch.tv. Yeah, hey Alex, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Yeah, we'll look through some stuff. It's let me just post this. Let's head over to the B Sky. All right. Okay. Cool. All right. I just gotta bring my browser back because we kind of need a browser for that. What's going on over there? Okay. Cool. All right. So I should have. Not everything's up and running, but let's just make sure uh my Pomerium instance is up. It should be. So for context, Pomerium's running in DigitalOcean, so that's good. So this is up and running. So uh, basically need to get my dev environment back up. So basically what I do right now is, and everything's opening on my other screen here. Basically what I do right now is, because I'm just doing development, is I can actually, well, I'll walk through it, but basically my local environment ends up running at a publicly accessible URL is what I'm getting at. And all right, let me get back to the main branch. Clear. All right, cool. And let's do npm run dev. Okay, that's running. So now we're just gonna go to port forwarding. Yeah, this is a feature in VS Code. I'm in Insiders, which I highly recommend, but it's been available forever now. Okay, so it's port forwarding. There's a publicly accessible URL. I just need to set the port visibility to public. Continue. Yeah. All right. So you should be able to see this URL if I copy it, if I drop it in the chat. And basically, what it's going to look like is this. So this is the MCP client, and it's loading stuff, but you're going to see there's some stuff missing, like my information and stuff, and that's because this is not running through Pomerium. Now, normally you wouldn't do a port forwarding like this in a production environment to with Pomerium. It's just this is my development workflow right now. So let's close this and then let's go to dev, and you're gonna see it's gonna load the same thing, but you're gonna notice I have information about me now because I'm logged in through Pomerium. So that's that. And just a few tweaks I made here. So there's a new chat now. So like to be clear, this demo app here, it's not meant to fully replace like ChatGPT or Claude right now. It was initially a demo for the AI World Fair, so that's why you don't see like saved chats on the side and stuff. But it's still pretty powerful. So like you can ask regular stuff like what is a B tree, and it's going to go ahead and answer. And this is running on my development server. Sorry, this is running on my local machine right now, but it happens to be at a publicly accessible URL through Pomerium. So this answers, that's fine. Here's the new chat feature. So it just clears it. Nothing super fancy, but it was just missing from the demo. You can choose your models. These are currently we're only showing the models for OpenAI. So basically, this app is wired up with an OpenAI API key, and then I go and get the models that I have accessible to me based on that API key, which looks like pretty much most things. Um, and then, anyways, so if we just leave that as it is, you were wondering, Alex. So you can basically the MCP server we have here in the demo I have set up right now is actually not connected. I need to start that up too. Let's do that. Um, Actually, let's do, yeah, it can run in here. Yeah, let's do that. And let's do what is it? DBMCP, this guy here. So this is just a Go app, and I'm just gonna do export. There's some things I gotta put a env file probably, but for now it's fine. There we go. And we'll do go run main go. And now this is going to be running. So now if I just say, and just to explain what the Northwind MCP is, so Northwind is an old database that's been around forever. It's typically been used in, well, not typically, it's not a real, like air quotes, real database because it's really just been meant as a test database typically. So we're basically making database calls to the Northwind database. We're treating this kind of like we've secured an MCP server with Pomerium, and this is our pseudo like internal data that we don't want anybody accessing unless you are able to access the MCP server through Pomerium. Okay, Alex is saying, do you also use the new OpenAI tools? OpenAI is what I use a lot for LLM. When you mean tools specifically, which tools do you mean? Like in this right now, like I'm using the OpenAI responses API, so we're able to pass in MCP tools. Um, excuse me. Yeah, if you want to make your own AI chatbot, there's a few things here. Feel free to clone this if you want. You need to wire up Pomerium to. Vercel has a AI chat template. It's Next.js, obviously. There's that you can pull down too. There's also like something I use. I have this on my home lab. Let's see here. Log out. Sure. Let me log in again here. It's called Open Web UI. So let me just log in. And basically, this is like running off of a mini PC on my own computer. Sorry, in my network here. And so I have I installed these models, but I can use these are all local models. So let's do the Llama 3.2, and I can just say like, what is a doubly linked list? And it's pretty quick. Like depending on the size of the model, like I have some 14 billion ones, it's going to be slower. But this is really nice because now I can access this literally anywhere in the world. And obviously, I do have ChatGPT and Claude, but this is really nice because it's my own thing. The data is all on my own computer, and it's local models. There's lots of examples you can look at there, Alex. But this one's Open Web UI. So if you here it is. Check it out here, Alex. Oh, whoops, you're on LinkedIn. Let me post it on LinkedIn. Thing with LinkedIn, I've mentioned this before now, but I didn't know this until my buddy Ian Douglas, who's over at Block working with Goose and all that. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't own live stream. And basically, you have to be logged in. So I'll take this off the screen in a sec, so it's not Inception, but that's basically what you have to do if you're trying to respond to your own live stream on LinkedIn. And I to me it makes no sense because you know I get the spam feature of it where it's like you don't want people just going to a live stream on LinkedIn and they're not even watching it and they just keep posting like crazy. That I get. But if you're the person running the live stream, there should be a like a if current user is the person running the stream, just let them post. So, anyways, little side note. And there's that, and also like if you ever want to get set up with like kind of like a home setup, I can show you that. But also for folks interested, here's the MCP app demo. Feel free to give it a star. That's my call to action. Just give it a star. Okay. Alex is saying it. they have three main tools for their models: file search, code interpreter, and function calling. I want to try. Yeah, the function calling. I mean, essentially, yeah. Okay. Like if someone's like, "What's the weather in Austin?" Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, exactly. There's you can access fetch and all that, and like yeah, get weather and stuff. And essentially, MCP uh, is essentially tool calling, function calling. It's just they happen to be on remote servers as opposed to like baked into your specific thing. So, anyways, um, how come Copilots contributed twice here? That's interesting. Two different Copilot instances. I actually just I merged a couple things for just Copilot instructions and stuff, and I actually used Copilot to just help me improve them. So little funny thing. Okay, let's see here. So I have everything running now. That's good. So I can ask a question. So to the Northwind MCP, I know people who've tuned in. They've seen this probably a million times now, but it's fine. What were the sales for 2015 or so now you're going to see it's going to go ahead and make a tool call and we can open it and can see what it's doing here. That was a little UI improvement. I just basically put in some details in here. Now, hopefully everything's running. It looks like I might have crashed something on my MCP server. No, seems okay. Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely cool stuff, Alex. Okay, what did I break in my local environment? Let's see here. Refresh. Did I killed something. Let's go. It's not the MCP server. Uh what did I do over here? Okay, 404 not found. Oh, okay. This is correct. One, I need to fix this. Like it shouldn't just crash the app. The reason why it's not working is because I didn't port forward the MCP server as well because I'm just running it locally. So port visibility, public, continue. All right. So now if we refresh this should be back. Oh, whoops. It would help if I started it again. Let's see here. And I'll answer that in a second. Let's do this. Uh, ba, ba, ba. Okay, I'll worry about the crashes after. Let's just start it up again. So that's running. Hey, what's up? Good to see you, Charles. I'm doing well. All right, so this should be running now. Yeah, buddy. Come on. Am I doing something wrong here? Okay, there we go. So it's gonna load the MCP server. So let's try that again. And you have to check it off to use it. Well, I can show you two scenarios. So when it doesn't have the tool calls, so you can say what were the sales for 2015, and it's gonna say, I need some more context. So we're like, okay, cool, let's do a new chat. So let's do this, and I'll say what were the sales. Now I'm gonna give it context by giving it tools, and now you're gonna see the tool call is gonna happen, completed, and then it's gonna show us. I'll let this whole thing run, but just because it's still going. But essentially, it called some things here, and if we come back up, so we can see the tools that were available, and this is all coming back from the uh, where is this coming back from? This is coming back from when the OpenAI responses API gets called because we passed in the Northwind MCP. So it reports back and says, okay, there's the Northwind MCP, and it has these tools. So it has like describe table, list tables, and read query. Okay, great. So let's close that. Then you can see that it actually runs and it actually does like runs a SQL query, and then it needs to do some other stuff maybe. So it needed to list tables. These aren't necessarily in order, I guess. They just get streamed in. So here, it just wanted to know about the orders table, and then it did another read query. And then here it said, yeah, just get me, here's the query I'm actually running. And then that ended up as a result that got streamed in. And you can actually see this happening if we go to refresh this. All right, paste that in. And I'm going to do this. And you're going to see the chat, the response. It's going to start streaming in. And you see it's still going, but okay, no, it already finished it, I guess. But you can see here, it just basically streamed in the response, and as these responses come in, I'm just using the Vercel AI SDK's use chat to just read these, and I basically process different tools UI wise in terms of what gets sent back here. Um, yeah, and you can see. Let's see here. Where's the? I just gotta check something in Slack real quick. Doo, 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 doo. Okay, nothing over there. Cool. Let me get back to the chat. Le chat. Cool. Um, what do you? How's things with you, by the way, Charles? All right. So this is just a basic MCP server. The thing I don't know. We could try building an MCP server today, or we could. I have Langflow. I don't know if it's running on my thing over here. Okay, yeah. Uh, Asking is a complete MCP letter. When you're passing it context, you're calling an endpoint for data that you're then sending along with your request to ChatGPT. Yeah. So essentially, what happens is, let's go to chat.ts. Let me get some real estate here. So yeah, essentially you're gathering tools. So in this case here, like the tools here, I'm basically passing in a list of MCP servers. So that's what I checked off. I only have one. But basically, you iterate through the tools there. You might need headers to pass. Like in our case, these are secured with Pomerium. So we have to pass a bearer token, which is your login in. It's like your JWT from Pomerium. Um, but then, yeah, essentially what happens is we just create a new OpenAI client, and then we make a call, and then we pass in the tools. So what happens is ChatGPT, sorry, not ChatGPT, the OpenAI client API call happens. It goes, oh, I got some tools, and then the tools are a remote server. In this case, it happens to be my local machine, but and then it figures out there's metadata that tells you what tools are available, and there's a description about them, and then with that information OpenAI is able to say like, okay, Charles or Alex was asking about the weather, so like if I have an MCP weather server, there's a tool in there probably like get weather, and then it'll say like use this tool if you need to get the weather of a certain city, and then so it'll go like, oh, that tool probably looks like what I need, and then it will end up using that. That gives it back extra context, and then the OpenAI response is basically, it's with that extra context, it's able to give a better answer. So like without the tool, if you said what's the weather in Austin, it might go like, oh, if you can let me know what today's weather is, then I can help you, because it didn't have access to that tool. But as soon as you give it access to the tool, it just amps up the context. That's kind of it in a nutshell. And like you can have, like Alex was mentioning about function calling, tool calling. I would say it's the same thing. The difference is like with MCP, think of them as grouped together. So like a particular MCP server does specific things, like the weather one, or like in our case, the Northwith one, which is our fake internal like sales data. So uh, that's kind of essentially it. There's local MCPs too, but that's a different thing. Uh, I'm not really focusing on that right now because we're all about securing remote MCP servers. So that's why we have this demo here and not that one, this one. And like I was saying, this is ChatGPT querying the Northwind MCP server and goes, oh, I've got these particular tools. So, uh, and it goes like, okay, the name of this one is describe table. And it says name of the table to describe. So like that could be like, get me like the sales table or orders or something. That's essentially kind of the idea. Um, yeah, yeah. Basically, Alex, to your point, like um, it's like regular tool calling, and you just have to give a good description. Hey, how's it going, Nixia 618? Good to see you. Uh, Essentially, you just have the tool call name and like a good description, and the the model just knows. I can't say specifically how it does it aside from the as long as you provide a good description, it should be able to figure it out. Like there's something in the LLM that goes like because it's essentially getting like a chunk of JSON back saying like, I need a tool. Let me read this JSON, I guess. And okay, this tool seems to make sense. So I will try using that. I think that's kind of it in a nutshell for the function calling or tool calling. And I'm pretty sure they're used interchangeably. Anybody who's more of an AI expert, please correct me if I'm wrong. Um, but yeah, so essentially that's kind of what's going on here. And um, I don't know, it could be fun to, yeah. So what I wanted to show you, like maybe we'll make an MCP server too. But so I hung out with Tejas Kumar a few weeks ago now, I think, and he showed me Langflow, and it's pretty neat. So like you can, get information. Sorry, what's Alex saying? Oh my God. So in a sense, with MCPs, it knows how to reason and choose what to do. Yeah, well, like I said, the MCPs servers are really just a grouping of tools, and they happen to be remote somewhere. There's also local MCPs, like we mentioned, uh, but yeah, it just basically it's like either like because like when I worked at open source, we had tool calling as well, but there was no well MCPs didn't exist at this point. But essentially, my coworker John had created tools in there, and it was basically just this tool. Here's the description, and these were things that you just provided to it. So yeah, it the the LLM or the model basically knows how to read JSON really well, and that's usually in that format, I believe. So it just is able to go like, I need a tool. This information came back saying there's tools here, and I can maybe call that if it makes sense. So yeah, yeah. So it basically the model just decides. Nixia 618 saying I was confused by the archiving in the main MCP GitHub. Most of the MCP server examples archived and somewhat hidden. I can't speak to that specifically, Nixia. But what I did want to talk about is so is this one here? Okay. So this is running on my local, like my mini PC right now. Oh yeah, all good, all good. I'm sure there's a reason why they archived it. I know there's an official. Maybe it's because the. Are you talking about the official GitHub MCP server? Um, Either way, I don't have the, the answer. Um, but what I want to show is so like this is secured by Pomerium right now. So like this is like the admin, like this is where you go and build agents in Langflow. And like I was saying, I hung out with Tejas Kumar a few weeks ago on the Pomerium live stream. I can actually drop a link to that if anybody wants to catch that talk or interview, I should say. Here it is. Let me just share that. Cool. Just pop it over here. Let's go drop it on the LinkedIn as well. There we go. Oh yeah, I'll just say interview with Tejas Langflow, point up. There we go. Cool. And I'll paste that over here too. Cool. So yeah, he was just showing it to me and like he's like, he wired up his calendar and um let's see if I'm not sure if this is working right now. Okay, I have something with I think I got to change my API key. Yeah. Okay, so I got to change that. That's something else. But essentially, I don't really need to demo this specifically, but you can basically build an agent, and then after that, you can actually publish it as an API or as an MCP server, and then you get this URL here. And this is actually a whoops, not that. This is a copy bug Tejas was talking about in there, but let's try that again. Copy Command C doesn't seem to work for some reason. So this is an MCP server now. This is live. Like if you go to this, uh, you'll be able to you'll see what I see. But the thing is, this is secured with Pamaram right now. So if I go to this and open up in a new window, I'm gonna have to log in. So already my MCP server is secured through an identity aware proxy, which is what Pomerium is. So if I log in now, okay, I don't need to do it because I'm in an incognito here, but basically I'm already logged in the other one, and that's why I can see this. So what I wanted to do is see if I can actually like run this in the MCP demo app, but to do that, um, I have to get Langflow set up for my on my digital ocean droplet where it's currently running. I guess I could run Langflow locally maybe. That is an option potentially. Um, but yeah, but basically I want to have it in my same Pomerium instance where I have this demo app and also the Northwind MCP. And if I can run that, I want to see if like I create a Langflow MCP server because it like takes literally seconds to do. See if I can actually use that. So that was kind of what I was thinking. And it thinking about it now, it might make more sense to run it locally just to test it out. Um, I'm just trying to see how I could do this. See if I ran that local. Okay, let me try some stuff here. Let's open up Ghosty. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Let's log into my mini PC. And then let's see here. CD Home Lab, VI, what is it? Compose. Well, let's look at a few things. I don't think I have, there shouldn't be anything in here that I have to hide. Okay, wait, no, it's running on Pomerium 0, so it's up there. So if we come over here, where was I? Okay, so this is where I manage my home lab. If anybody's curious and wants to try it out, not my home lab, but like 0, you can get set up. There's actually, if you want to, you were interested in, a chat UI, Alex. This is a way that you can actually get set up with your own chat GPT like I have right now. It's open web UI, like I mentioned. But basically, there's a Docker compose here and a few things. Create your own chat GPT in your home lab. Feel free to give that a start too. But basically, all it does is there's a compose.yaml, and in there's a few things. You need a 0 token, so that's where this UI is. I'm in Pomerium 0 here. It's a paid product, but you get there's a free tier where you get 10 routes. So like I don't even have 10 routes yet. But these are all things that I'm running locally. So like if we look at Langflow, the route, um, so essentially it's running here and this is the public URL. and basically it proxies to this, which is running in my in the Docker network on my mini PC. That's kind of what's happening there. Uh, you're making a new chatbot right now and testing out the function calling MCP. Ah, cool, nice. So I could expose this maybe, and then how do I have this set up right now? I have headers, right? Okay, no, I don't have anything there. Let's just see without lifting too much. Okay, I don't need this. Let's close that. Um, I don't need the script open right now. Don't need Notion open right now. Okay, I think we're good. Too much stuff in here. Okay, yeah, I don't have anything there. So let's look in Ghosty. And if we do vi compose.yaml, so this is like my setup for some things. So this Pomerium, that's Pomerium 0, how you get it started. Open Web UI, like this is all in that repo I just shared. But I want to go down to, there's N8N, which I still got to mess around with. And then there's Langflow. So I have it running here. And I want to make this port. So I expose it. So let's do this. Inspect. So when you do expose, it's only within the network, I believe. So let me just try this. Ports, escape right, and oh, actually quit. Docker compose. If I could type, restart Langflow. Okay. Give that a second. Uh, what the heck is the command to get your IP on on Linux again? uh, I'm getting better at Linux commands, but there's like, and I'm very comfortable in the terminal with in the shell with like Git. It's just there's some commands in Linux I just got to look them up, which is fine. You know, they'll become muscle memory at some point, but get my IP address local. All right, just asking the chat GPT. Okay, yeah, it's pretty straightforward, I guess. Uh, there we go. Okay, so that's good. And so now if we come here, HTTP 7860. Okay, can't reach that. Why can't it reach it? Maybe I did something wrong. Let's see here. Let's see. Uh, vi compose.yaml. Okay, it's ports network main. Why is it not finding this? Let's see here. I'm just gonna copy this and ask. Hey, what's going on, Rohan? Good to see you, my man. Okay, let's see here. All right. I have this compose.yaml snippet. Why can't I access this container by IP port? Previously, it was using expose for the ports section. I'll zoom this out a bit. Hope your day's going well, Rohan. Good to see you. All right. Well, that's doing a little thonking. Let me just check work Slack real quick. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, ChatGPT is really thinking about this one. Talk to me, Goose. What's going on? Warp.dev. All right. Compose, choose a random high number report, blah, blah. Okay. Now let's sort why exposed in. Okay. Make sure line flow is listening inside the port container. Python web servers default to. Okay. Pass dash dash hosts. Okay, that makes sense. I already do that for my for the tan stack start. So like if we come back here, uh where in my compose.yaml snippet do I add? Boom, boom. Oh, okay, down there. Okay, line flow, boom. Okay, let's do that. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Uh, line flow run. I'm just gonna say what I have here. This is my current entry point. Yes, I know I'm spelling things wrong, but it's pretty good at that. Okay, yeah. So, okay, that seemed pretty straightforward. Makes sense. Cool. Let's do this. And again, this is, I'll probably tweak this back after, but this is just to get this running because I already have this running on my local machine. So I can port forward this. So, um, actually, I'm wondering if port forwarding would work for this one, but let's see. Uh, well, we will find out. Docker compose restart Langflow. Okay. Just sorry, Chanya. Can you please explain to me what are you teaching and also from which country you are? I'm from Canada, Rohan, and today we're just kind of digging into. We're continuing digging into some MCP stuff, and right now, I have Langflow already running on my internal network here, and I have it exposed on the internet. But I'm basically just trying to get it up and running elsewhere. So if I do curl HTTP localhost 7860 couldn't connect to server. Okay, why not? Let's see here. That should be good. Get this. I haven't tried by IP yet, but that is the machine that Langflow is running on. Cool. Oh, I didn't do 786078. That's right. I don't think I did that. Let's check. I did not. Is it like, okay, yeah. Escape, right, quit. Boom, boom, boom. Let's try that again. Now, longer term, I'll have Langflow running in my DigitalOcean droplet. I just wanted to see, still failed to connect. Okay. Langflow's binding is not inside the container. If your entry point is that, yeah, I might as well just give my whole thing here. So let's do clear cat compose.yaml. Here's my full compose.yaml. Okay. Indentation is not the issue. That was just a copy pasta. Yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. That's fine, but 7860 7860. Let's focus on the debug checklist. So, yeah, so let's do this. Clear. That's too big there. Okay, so let's do, yeah, Docker compose PS. And where's Langflow? So here we go. Whoops. So that's all running fine. Now try. Failed to connect. Still failed to connect. Okay, so it's not okay. You added ports after the container was already built and started. Okay, so let's do that. Hey, how's it going, Navanitha? Good to see you. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully, I didn't make things go boom. Internet connection's pretty fast, so this should go pretty quickly. Okay, give that a second. All right. Yeah, it's still going. All right. All right. While that's going on, let me just check work Slack real quick. Hope everybody's having a good day. Okay, that's good. Working on some MCP stuff, model context protocol, Navanitha. That's what's going on. So currently, I have Langflow running on my internal network, and it works right now. I have it on my home lab, but I'm just testing out a setup with Pomerium, which is where I work. So Pomerium's the identity aware proxy, and essentially it secures things really well. But this is not what we want. MCP demo app. Uh, this is what I'm working out of. This is my like test bed. So if you want to go ahead, give that a star, Navanitha or Rohan, go for it. Um, I just want to check in here. Okay, it's still going. Hopefully this doesn't die. We'll see. Now, the Give this a second. It's taking a bit of time, I guess, but I think ideally, I think definitely recreating it probably will fix it. It takes a while to build this, so like I think I'd probably build it locally and then push it to DigitalOcean because I think last time I tried it, it timed out. But basically, if I could get this running with Langflow, it's already secured by Pomerium. If I can get the MCP generation that just works out of the box with Langflow, if I can demonstrate that the MCP server and that gets generated with Langflow, it's definitely secured with Pomerium still because like Langflow in general is secured with Pomerium right now. But for that particular route, I need to just make it an MCP server in the Pomerium config. That's excuse me what I want to test. Bit of yawn. I slept well, but okay. Okay, well, let's let that go for a bit, I guess. But yeah, Rohan and Navanitha, if you want to see. So essentially, uh, basically, this is the demo app I just shared there. So think of it like a chat GPT. It's not full fledged, like there's no saved chats and stuff, but it's a client, MCP client. So you can say, what is a B tree? And here I'm not using any. Oh, I do have the tool. I checked off the tool. I didn't mean to there. Basically, it just saw that there's tools available in the MCP server, but didn't end up using them because it doesn't answer what a B tree is. But and this is zoomed in just so people can see it better. But let's do a new chat where I ask a question like, "What are the sales for Vinet in 2015?" So Northwind is this testing database. It's got sales data in it. Vinet is one of the people in there, and I'm just asking about 2015. So you're gonna see it's making a tool call. Man, I'm yawning a lot today. Um, and then let me zoom it out a bit. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna say like what tools are available. There's a React rendering issue I gotta fix because this second one here always re-renders, but basically it makes the OpenAI API, which is running under this behind the hood, it's able to call the MCP server. It finds out which tools it has, and then from there it does a select. So you can see here it just says gets the total sales, and it should say for like the customer ID Vinet, and then it just gives us the answer. So we enhance the context with information that came from the MCP server. Let's go check on. Okay, I think this is gonna take a while. Oh well. Um, we could try something else here. Like let's just see. Let's just vibe code something maybe. Let's open up another VS Code and let's see what Copilot can do here. So let's see here. Let's what should we make this with? Let's do a new Hono app, I guess. Yeah, okay. Hono JS. Uh if you mean the chat client, the chat client's really like a demo app just to showcase MCP servers that we're securing. Um that's so like obviously like I mentioned, this isn't a full-fledged like chat GPT, like it's missing saved conversations and maybe some other things. So right now we're just showing how we can make calls to MCP servers that are secured with Pomerium. And if you're curious about that, you can read up about it here. Or if you want to check out the repo actually, github.com/pomerium/pomerium. So this is an open source. It's an identity aware proxy. and this is what we're using to secure all the stuff I've been showing so far. Uh, Let me go drop that in the chat of LinkedIn. Okay, let's get back to here. So, actually, let's see if I can do this all. Let's see how far we can get with just Copilot. So, let's open it up. Let's go to my dev folder, OSS. All right, and let's get rid of this. And let's see here. I want to create a new. Yeah, I work at Pomerium, like that repo that I just shared. That's where I work. I want to create a new Hono.js app that is an MCP server. Use the model context protocol uh, TypeScript SDK to create a basic MCP, basic remote MCP server that echoes, that has an echo tool. Um, I'll need you to bootstrap everything, including a repo and Git for it. So that looks like a good start, but let's just say this. Let's see here. Can you improve this prompt for Copilot? So first thing I'm gonna do is just improve it. Uh, okay, so already I'm getting just a more cleaner thing. Ensure it's bootstrapped with the way Hono usually bootstraps, e.g. npx create, maybe? I can't remember what it is. Let's go check on line flow. Still going, man. Whew, busy, busy. All right. Is that right? Okay, cool. Okay, now run that prompt. All right, continue. Actually, call it. Uh, yeah, sure. We'll just leave it as my MCP server. Continue. So there we go. Yes, I want it to proceed. We want to do. Hey, you know what? Let's do bun. I have bun installed, I believe. Yeah, cool. Yes. npm. All right, so it did the first part. All right. So TLDR, we're just bootstrapping an MCP server. It's TypeScript based. It should end up with just an echo command. All right. Just letting it do its thing here. So we can see here, yeah, okay, it's switching to bun run because we're using bun. Okay, cool. Let's keep it. Let's continue. We already installed dependencies, but sure, we'll let you go. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. There we go. Continue. They should be installed already, I think, but maybe not. Okay, installed the dependencies. Now I'll create the MCP server implementation. Curious to see what this makes. Let's see here. Let's go check on Ghosty. Still going. Whew. All right. Okay, we don't need that open anymore. Okay, so now let me create example usage files in the README. Sure. Cool. So what did it pop in here? Let's just say, right, Hono Hono, import MCP server. So there's slash MCP endpoint, which is right. And then did this use the SDK though? That's what I'm wondering. Let me just go to this MCP TypeScript SDK. That's not what I wanted. I want the actual repo here. I feel like it's just recreating it. Um, okay, sure. What did it say? Are you using the SDK? I don't think you are. Well, let's actually look. Oh no, it is using the Model Context Protocol SDK. Okay, cool. All right. So continue. Sure. We out here vibe coding. Okay, npm run build. Nice. Okay. Get init. All right. Yes. Add files, and let's do. I'm assuming it's going to say initial commit next. Yes. There we go. Cool. Nice. So far it did everything. Hey, how's it going, Pharaoh? Yeah, sorry, Pharaoh. I am reading your chats. I just this just popped up. Uh Data science bachelor at an unknown University of Applied Science, worth it to make it into high paying fields. Uh I don't know. I went to university, I studied computer science. I guess you have to check the market and also where you're at. And yes, Pharaoh, I am reading the chats. Good to see you. Okay. Copilot has been working on this problem for a while. If I can continue to iterate, you can send a new message. Let's just continue. The saga continues. Wu Tang, Wu Tang. All right. Okay, missing script dev. All right. Cool. Yeah, it's there. Why did it switch it back though? It should be okay, continue. That is pretty weird. Why missing script dev? Oh, it's in the wrong. Yeah, you're in the wrong folder. Let me fix that for them. LS. Where is it? Oh, I didn't even know it put it there. So let's do move MC. Whoops, not movies. MCP. If I knew how to write MCP server to dev OSS. Cool. And then CD. Oh, what's going on here? Let's do dev OSS MCP, not my own chat. MCP ls my MCP server. Yeah. My dash cool. Continue. There we go. npm run dev. You're in the right dir now. Should I go for a MacBook or a good Windows laptop? Is the diversity offered by Windows systems even worth it? I've been on MacBooks for since 2010. Uh, Before that, when I was a student, I always bought used Windows laptops. Depends what you're doing, I guess. I haven't worked with WSL that much, like the Windows subsystem Linux, but it's supposed to be really good. Um, Also depends on your budget, I guess, but also look into refurbished MacBooks if price is an issue. MacBook Airs can get you pretty far as well. Um, so just depends what you want to do. Okay, clear. Okay, let's run dev. Okay, now why does it keep switching to the wrong folder? Okay, all right, let's exit. There we go. Cancel. npm run dev. There we go. We've got it running on port 3000. So let's do this. Let's do uh ports port to port 3000. Let's change that to port visibility public. Continue. Okay. Now let's see what it actually does. Yes, keep. Okay, where's my bun package? Why doesn't it not like this? That makes no sense, but switch to bun commands in the package.json. Thanks for your respectful advice, but I wanted to know more about which operating system is better when it comes to AI ML majors. I don't know. Depends what you're running. If you're running workloads, you're probably running that in the cloud. Um, if you're running local models, like I have Ollama on my machine, like again, it depends on the size. Like the 3 billion ones are probably fine on most machines. But like if you get bigger, you're gonna need bigger machines. So like I don't know. I have a friend studying data science at university, and he basically is running it off of machines in the cloud or in the university network. Because his even a good laptop doesn't have the juice to do what he's trying to do. So okay, cool. Let's come back here. Uh, Clear in our dev. All right. Why do I not see bun though? TSX watch index. I want to see if it's actually running this. Do I not have bun installed? No, I got bun, don't I? Really? Oh, maybe it's on my other machine. Let's see here. Bun install Mac OS. There we go. I could have sworn it must be on my personal computer that I have bun. Okay. There we go. That's good. And cat package dot JSON. Why is it still the old commands? Interesting. Oh yeah, need a lock file. Oh, it's still in the old one. That's why. Hold on a sec. Let's do code dat. Is this all still running there? Okay, let's do this. Let's do uh, move MCP server to dev OSS. Yeah, directory not empty. I get it. Okay. Minus RF OSS. Sorry. Dev OSS slash my MCP server. Okay, and let's try this again. There we go. Okay, now let's do dev OSS, my MCP. All right, let's close this bad boy. So I should have everything in here now. Bun everything, cool. And let's zoom this in and our dev. Okay, okay, yeah. Now it's got to install stuff. So bun install. Cool. There's bun lock file. All right. npx get ignored. Is bun in there? Okay, there is no ignore for bun. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Let's try this. Okay, it's running it and okay, there we go. What's all this stuff? Error, expected a response. Okay, let's see. MCP. Okay. So is it just missing stuff now? We will see. That's what's going on here. Um yeah, yeah, no, I am vibe coding. I do know what I'm doing. I'm just checking out some stuff here. Uh, let's close that. Now, the problem was I was in the wrong folder before. Let's close a few things. Okay. And let's see here. We got index. So if we go to slash, that should be good. Do I have the ports open? Where's my ports? Forward to port 3000. Okay. Port visibility, public. Yes. Continue. Okay, let's go to localhost. I gotta also drop off in like 7 minutes. Get started returning a response object in fetch. You were saying this because fetch did not return a response X. Okay. Let's see here. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. So I'm getting a 404 basically. Accessing slash gives me a 404. I'm just being lazy and I don't really want to type the code right now. Uh, it's a get. It's fine. The post I get, like if we go to that, yeah, it's already running dev. It's returning a response. It's returning a JSON payload, but uh, okay, async, sure, but okay, get call, get the response, returning a response. Okay, it's just some logging, sure. Cool. And then we can see here. Okay, get called, response, error expected, a response object. So it just wants a new response back. So do, 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 do. All right, let's drag this over. It gets called the route, but it's expecting a response object. And this is the kind of thing where I probably could have typed it out at this point, but I'm just kind of like enjoying my coffee and I've got to drop off soon, anyways. How many languages do you know? I've did C sharp for a lot of years, ASP.NET, no TypeScript, JavaScript. Done a bit of Go, did a bit of Java in uni, but I wouldn't say I really know Java, but it's definitely similar to C sharp in a lot of respects. Um, Dabbled in a bit of Rust, but I wouldn't say I know Rust. Um, that's pretty much it. Okay, what do we got here? I know I've got everything zoomed in here, but let's see here. We're using the Hono node server. That's fine. Okay. Actually, let me check if it's a version compatible. So let's try using Bun's native server instead of the node adapter since you're using Bun. All right. The interesting thing is I said to set it up with Bun and I chose Bun from the Hono menu, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Bun will automatically use its native server to handle the fetch, so this should resolve the response object error. Okay, keep. Let's try this again. No dice. Okay, cool. I think I'm gonna call it here, but I will get up MCP server. Something went sideways here. But anyways, thanks for hanging and Pharaoh, Rohan, and Max, and the rest of the crew. If you aren't already subscribed to my YouTube, please give it a follow. Appreciate you checking out the stream today, and I will see you in the next one, peeps.